Maybe you remember from your junior high or high school newspaper a thing called pet peeves. So everybody was allowed to voice what their pet peeve was. Well, here is mine. I want you to look at this lake out here. It has about 50 homes around it. This is a good sized lake. And here I am. I'm trying to relax in my hot tub. And there's some son of a gun out there. He swims the circumference of this lake. How am I to relax in my hot tub with him out there swimming and getting all that exercise? Pet peeve. Well, here's this morning's peeve, and that is this. We're worried about the planet, and I gotta tell you, we're all gonna die. Jared Diamond has written a book called Collapse, and he talks about the Anasazi and Easter Island and different cultures around the world that have collapsed, and explains why. So, there you are recycling, throwing all the wrong crap in the recycling bin, stuff that can't be recycled. And, down the road there's some plastic firm that's making all kinds of plastic crap that can't be recycled, and you throw it in the recycle. And maybe you're taking the bus a lot of places, and so you're making all these little bitty efforts. And my wife, she won't let me wash my hands under the faucet. I've got to get my hands wet, turn off the faucet, soap up, then hurry up and rinse them real quickly. And down the road is a damn golf course pouring tons of water on this golf course, and I'm supposed to be stingy washing my hands. All right. It's sort of like, English ivy and Eurasian milfoil is in our lake. It's messing up our lake. You are a piece of English ivy. You are an invasive species. Now, it's because of the design of human being, we've evolved to this point. Now, had we stayed hunter-gatherers, maybe pastoral herders, that might have worked. But when we became a stratified culture of rich and powerful at the top and the rest of us weenies at the bottom, that enabled us, it created a chain of command, so it allowed us to invade and dominate our enemies and make empires. And it also provided for survival from disasters, because the rich people had accumulated all of the grain, so they survived, and you and me, little weenies, we didn't. Okay, well, so nothing has changed, and so you can go on with your silly preservation of the planet, and I tell you, it is hopeless, because your great-great-grandchildren are going to be just like you. They're going to be plastic users and gas burners and water wasters. It's in the design of the human being. So our only real hope is complete transformation, not change. Change is a tweaking, a minor modification of the original design. We got to get down to figuring out what is that original design and totally undo it. Come up with something different. And I would suggest that that's got to come through something that would look a lot like a spiritual process. Meditation, deep interaction with other human beings, much deeper than we do in our urban environments. We've got to come up with a whole different design of human being. Now, I would propose that I ain't gonna do it either, because it's a hell of a lot of work to get to there. So we're gonna see maybe about 0.001% of the planet doing it. and the rest of them are out there using plastic, burning gas, and wasting water. So I don't know. Well, what it might do is it might create a legacy if we were to preserve it in writing what it was that we had done, so that when the collapse hits and it's all gone, maybe some of the survivors might pick up this literature and study what might be required of the new breed of human being, the newly evolved state of human being. Now see, you might decide that you need to make some changes in your life. I'll propose that making changes is difficult and not very effective. I mean, how you doing on losing weight? How you doing on quitting drinking? How you doing on quitting chasing after women, or whatever it is, this goofball thing you're doing? A minor change ain't gonna do it for you. You've got to spend some serious meditative, contemplative time getting to what was that survival strategy that you adopted when you were 7 years old to make it in this world, and then you've been running that survival strategy and screwing things up ever since, and then somehow give up the very thing that has caused your success to this point. You got to give it up. That's the kind of major transformation that we have got to work and preserve how we did it, so that after the collapse there'll be some record of how human beings might want to live if they're allowed to. Hey, have a good morning, huh? Get out there and swim that lake.